कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative. You probably can't tell because of the cheap equipment you watch this show on or listen to it on. Pointless point that I'm making as usual, but listen to me. I'm sweating. You can't see, you can't tell, but I am. I'm really sweating. There's a lot of anxiety, and that's because I have this instrument in my hand which tells me where the Home Minister is going to be every minute of the day today in Mumbai. And because of that, the sweat will be more or less. Because if I'm going into the vortex of the cyclone, then obviously I'm going to feel more anxiety. And if I'm away from the vortex of the cyclone, then maybe better. So I'll be tracking. In the middle of the show, guys, I may stop because I get good or bad news and I may react to it. So please understand, it's nothing to do with you all. This is just planning ahead. Because the pain and fear and the trepidations that come with VIP movement for a young boy from the small village of Malabar Hill is not easy to describe to people somewhere deep in Jabalpur who are listening to the show thinking, what is he talking about, ye pagal janwar? You know, let's just get that right. We are also missing one person. Amit is here. Abbas is here.
Yes.
Some say doppelgangers. I would never, ever. I would never say that. It's so.
Also,
what about
since
bald
the Home
racism?
Minister is in the
correct,
town,
correct.
if he was in the
that
third
was,
chair,
I think that was Cyrus's
Yes.
rant, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he was in the
And if
third,
it wasn't well put together, so fair enough. But yeah.
what about the bald racism?
No, I was just thinking, we don't really, you can't shame people on so many different reasons, but we can still say taklu. I hear that all the time.
Really?
Nobody takes offense.
Nobody says
Yeah, I don't.
People do get offended.
Do people say
But you
that to your
don't go out
face?
of your
I
way.
don't. No,
I've
they don't say it to
never
my
heard
face.
anybody say this to my face.
No, I'm saying when you're not friends. Friends will you get offended because you feel bad and all. I
I've
think
been
strangers
called that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there
On
you
Twitter,
go.
some trolls use it
All right.
still.
That's me actually. About time I put my hand up and accept that I'm the guy doing all this nonsense.
I don't think I've ever been called Taklu to my face.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't think I have.
Because you're sophisticated circles, they call you Tuck. Like Friar Tuck. No? That's just a difference in India. In India, it just changes slightly a degree here or there. It's the same insult. Like I've been called Gan, and then they stop.
They wanted you to sing, Cyrus.
No, that's Bengali. Oh, in Bengali it's something else. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Please tell us. Anybody who speaks Bengali, is it Gan or is Gan? What does Gan mean? Show is pretty Gan.
Can I just say that one of our listeners, regular listeners, Rueben David, is in the comments saying if Ruben Kaduska doesn't show up, he's ready to dial in case we need a Ruben.
But there's a good chance they're the same people. Because sometimes to fit in, especially when Ruben Kaduskar moved to New York City for the first time, you just drop name. Amit, who's the funniest Indian name that changed to a funny American name in your experience when you were there?
What do you mean?
You know when they, like a Krishna, I had a friend called Krishna
okay.
Macharya.
Oh.
Who
So he
Chris.
became Chris, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
And then when he came back, he insisted on being called Chris here. Because he just found it like, he just liked it for some reason.
Interesting.
Where he was more called like Krish and Krishna.
That's interesting. I don't think I have that. I can't think of anybody. Ricken became Rick. But that's
But
not
those are
true.
the obvious ones. I want the Punjabi
Yeah.
flavor, where Balwinder becomes Larry and there's no connection. Give me that. What is this guy doing? I'm being attacked by some male. Strange young 12-year-old boy who runs the show here while the other 14-year-old has gone on leave. This guy's got what is called a minimal goatee. He's got like quarter inch. I don't know. I can't move my camera.
It's
Everything
called,
will go
a,
haywire.
it's called a soul patch.
Saurav, can you come into show your soul patch on maybe Amit's camera or something? Because I don't know where to show you.
You can just turn that.
Oh, can you turn that?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Rishi just had a mini heart attack. Don't mess with mine.
Rishi, this show is terrible. Your visual of your mustache, beard, or whatever it's called. What's it called? Soul patch.
Yeah.
It's called a soul patch.
There you go.
There it is. It's also called in many cultures because if it's collective people, our soul patch. You say that quickly. Our soul patch. You get it?
Right.
Thanks, man.
But Cyrus, happy Teachers Day.
Thank you, beta. Thank you. Homework karke aana kal. Don't waste time on a Monday, Tuesday. Big deal in this generation. Not such a big deal in my
It was
generation.
a big deal when I was in school
think?
also. Yeah.
I mean, I only remember towards the end, then they used to make the teachers perform.
Yeah.
This sounds vulgar. Let me just put this. Amit, please
Sorry,
come in and say the right thing.
Wasn't Teachers' Day Nehru's birthday?
No, it's
That's Children's Day.
Oh,
What
that's
are you with the
Children's
BJP,
Day.
son?
Okay,
Completely.
Okay.
Just destroying all these days. Arey, kya farak hai? Children Day, Bacha Day, kya farak
I
hai?
just that was the day I remembered. I didn't remember that there was
That
a.
is 14 November Children's Day, Baba.
Okay. So is Teachers' Day 5th of September
5th
or
of
is Teachers' Day first Monday of September?
5th
No,
of
you can't just
September.
make up your own government.
No, but
rules
dude,
and
we're
all.
talking about Labor Day. Labor Day is first Monday of September.
So
no?
that's your setup was to go with the pounds there on Labor Day. Well, no, Labor Day, yeah, but it goes well in India because they work really hard, the teachers
Yeah.
growing up. But I just want to finish the point about they would perform. Did you guys have that? Where they would
Yeah,
perform perform on stage?
Yeah, we did.
So they would actually do skits and dancing and all, which is, you see your physics prof doing disco and all. I mean,
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah. We had that. What was the day when the students taught the classes? That was Children's Day. I feel like that's what I
That
remember.
was every day for most of us, because we just say, Mr. Sharma, take a break, yaar. I'll take it from here.
No, I think, yeah.
No, I think it was Teachers' Day because the idea was that the teachers get
a break.
Get
Yeah,
a
it's
break.
possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that would be a good thing, because tuitions being where you make your money, you don't want the kids to start teaching themselves, in which case they'll say, hey, what the hell am I doing with the tuitions? I can just do this anyway. Yeah, it's a little silly.
No, but the teacher would usually be seated at the back of the class watching the student. Yeah.
But they would always be encouraging for that.
Yeah.
right?
No. I think in our class it was more of the teachers all went to the staff room and they were having their own little time.
Abbas' school, there was no staff room.
And there was.
There was only one teacher. Okay, I had to do everything. He was a librarian, principal, PE. I was really out of breath by
I went to a
3:00.
school owned by the Birlas, so the infrastructure was quite good actually.
Potential sponsor, so whatever you want to say, just make sure it's nice. Besides, they haven't hurt anyone. So let's be
No,
nice.
we haven't
Yeah,
at
okay.
all. Yeah.
So far. Which school is this?
So it's a school in Kalyan called Birla School. It's one of BK Birla's
I want to make
personal
jokes, but
project.
I think...
Have you heard Birla College? Birla College is like a big deal
Yeah.
in that area.
We have a Aditya Birla
Right
school,
next to
which is
it.
very big in our area now.
No, this
Not
is BK
anymore.
Birla.
It is. Bro, it's very... the IB school, bro.
It was a New Era school which they took over and then gave up.
that's their
now.
property.
And
yeah.
they gave it up.
No,
then.
you're getting confused with... Now, what is that? That's the Gopi Birla school. This is the Aditya Birla school is the IB one. It's very big now.
Okay, all right.
And lots of the HEP kids go there, apparently. So I'm
Given
told.
that
I don't know what a HEP kid is. All kids look like idiots to me. My daughter says all the HEP kids go there. And I'm like, HEP kids? Who are they? Not her friends.
Your daughter uses the word HEP, really?
But she may not have used
I don't think the word
Yeah,
HEP would
she
have
would
been
use
used by your daughter.
But cool words to that effect. What do
Yeah.
I know, bro? You don't understand. I'm being very careful because everything I say they make fun of. It's very painful. Yeah. Teacher's Day. Favorite teacher?
If you tell Maya you said HEP kids and you attributed it to her, I think that's going to
Actually,
be.
this is a bit of a problem for me because one or two of the children in her class actually listen to our podcast from time to time.
Oh,
So
really?
they tell her. Because obviously your own kids would never listen to anything that I do. Yeah. So, no, favorite teachers. And don't say the whiskey, huh?
No,
Because that won't be funny.
two teachers, my English teacher.
Rishi is laughing, by the way. He's so happy. Daru pila do, sabko daru pila do. Happy Teachers Day. What the hell, yaar? Which teacher doesn't drink? I mean, after 10 years of kids, I mean, they must be drinking every... Friday at 3 o'clock, the bell rings and the teacher was like, sabko pila do. Tak, tak, tak.
They had really good ads also. Teachers brand of.
Now we're going there.
It's okay.
You also got ADD. If two of us have ADD, the show goes nowhere. And not to mention our great comedian, Rueben.
Yeah.
I hope
Who
they
will be here any moment.
Yeah, he's probably never heard of the Home Minister, so must have decided, I'll just leave 5 minutes before. And they have kept him in traffic. Not
Maybe.
traffic. It's as Amit says, anti-traffic. But you can't move. Favorite
Miss
teacher?
Effie Ferrao, who used to teach us English.
F.E. Ferrao.
Effie Ferrao.
You just make it Firao and it changes completely. Huh? F.E. Ferrao.
And Mr. Balasubramaniam, who used to teach us social studies.
Wow.
Who taught us that.
So was it the subject or was it them?
No, it's the way they taught it. So Mr. Balasubramaniam had this very boisterous way of teaching where he was like, elections are all about choosing the lesser evil. There is no good.
Oh, a cynic already.
Yeah.
He's a perfect guy for you. I can see where you come from. Yeah.
So yeah, and Effie Miss was very impressed by my linguistic skills. So she would read my essays to the rest of the class. So I was like,
Really?
yes, yeah.
We haven't noticed this on your texts. All bloody crappy texts as far as I can see now. What happened to that early Premchand moments? All gone.
Well, I do my best to
So what did you get?
proofread the.
Were you like an A+ student?
No, I wasn't an A+. I used to score well in English, which is the
Okay.
subject she taught.
Okay.
So yeah.
And social studies, I presume.
Yeah.
Which, for those who don't know, is not called social studies right now.
Is
What
it
did
not?
It's called something
It's-
else. Who's the youngest here?
Well, what standard did you have social
They
studies
call
in? Because I
I mean, so geography, history,
Yeah,
science,
history and
economics,
geography,
club,
history,
we all
geography,
had-
civics, yeah.
But
social
we used to
studies.
give the exam as the mark sheet.
Look at
said
the chat.
social
The chat will
studies.
save us. It's
Interesting.
called something else now.
CBSE used to say social studies.
Baba, last 10 years, they started calling it something
Maybe.
else.
That's possible.
You don't understand. You've been out of school for a long time. Just look in the mirror and see the hair loss. I told you no ball jokes.
Yeah, true.
no, I had a great chemistry teacher, Miss Vidyut.
How does Harsh know that Mikhail wished me good night at 7? Oh, that was on
That's
the Thursday
because he was
show.
on air.
On Thursday show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, so for him it was 9:30 in the morning,
Hmm.
as we saw. And
So why did he wish you good night?
So now I figured out.
Huh.
That day Liverpool won in the 8th minute of extra time.
Okay.
And he gets to watch his games early in the morning because that's the time zone thingy. And so he must be in a very good mood. So he saw my night message and decided to,
Or he just said good night, assuming he's not going to talk to you for the rest of the evening?
No, he generally doesn't send the good night. It's very rare.
Okay.
And I told him, don't bother sending it. I just send you every night I just send you a message saying good night.
Yeah, which is why you mentioned it on the show. Because you were like, how come
I was stunned. Because and just that, otherwise it'll be a request. You know what it's all about. Dad, I need something. But so Liverpool won you're not interested in this Liverpool.
No, Amit was telling us about his teacher. Chemistry teacher,
Miss Vidyut. She was a class teacher, 9th and 10th standard. She was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Struggled with teachers otherwise, I think.
You don't like authority?
No, I just, we had an interesting mix of teachers, right? I mean, like school, when we were in school, was kind of geared towards something which was not always the best way to...
No. Spit it out, bro. What are you saying?
School sucked.
No, are you saying agenda-driven?
No, it was mugging driven, right? You had to learn certain things.
Let's spit it out. I agree totally. That whole thing has to change.
Yeah.
Because what happens is that kids just have a wrong sense of self also.
The subjects which I enjoy thoroughly now in life, right? I had zero interest in school. Right? And I enjoy these subjects now, right? I'll read about history. I had zero interest in history in school. I'll read about geography. I had zero interest.
No, you're right. The presentation also is too dry.
Yeah.
Let's not keep praising the teachers. They have to buck up a little bit.
No, I mean, I enjoy a lot of the subjects that we were taught in school. Just from a knowledge perspective, I enjoy reading them now. And I just feel like the way they were taught, the mechanisms, the exam mechanisms that we had every week, this 10-mark test, which you had to mug some shit up for, and the stupid thing they asked you for, right? I mean, I'm sorry, does 1673 or 1675 really make a fucking difference? It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Well, if you were investing in a market, it may. So
okay, yeah, sure. But not in a historical context. It really doesn't.
I like dates, so I won't get into that fight. But I understand when you just give dates as the background.
Yeah, no, but that's what you're supposed to learn, right? When you're doing a history class.
When they humanize the stories is when people get interested.
Yeah.
When you start telling me about what Akbar looks like, that he's an animal lover, you start humanizing. Yeah. Give me all those stories. They don't want to get into the human factor. Give you too much statistics and it becomes dry and boring.
It's really interesting because I feel like I still have a lot of friends from school. So
I said, Akbar, I'm sorry to the present government. He may or may not have ruled in
also
India.
The Home Minister is in Bombay.
There's no proof he ruled, okay, guys?
That's true.
Yeah, okay. There's nothing there. Panipat itself has not been found. It's just a mythical village. Yeah.
No, I was just saying that, I mean, like what we had in the way that we were just taught in school was kind of crazy. And it's interesting how I'm still very, very close to a lot of my friends from school. And I feel like it's like...
Who are still in school. They didn't do well.
I feel like it's this common PTSD, right? That everybody
wow, Amit, huge. He's making education in South Mumbai PTSD
well,
driven.
It's not.
Listen, again, Vietnam.
Listen,
5 years in a rich state school where he had only 2 cars and 1 driver and felt left out. Yeah, okay.
I did not have 2 cars or 1 driver. When you put it that way, of course, it sounds ridiculous, right? Yeah. I mean, like it is obviously not that. But it just, I really felt that the way that this stuff was put together or the way that we were taught at the time was just not the best.
True. Yeah. I think, but you can't, there's like a whole system. Like you need a perestroika, restructuring. And Mikhail Gorbachev wasn't available. But honestly, I really think if they could just change this exam thingy, mugging thingy, because all it does is give you a memory test.
Yep.
And the memory test, they vomit and they forget. Most people. They have no idea because they're not retained. There's no passion. And there's no love for the subject. And we don't question.
The first battle
India doesn't question. We're not questioners. That's why religion does so well.
The first battle of Panipat, since you mentioned that, right? The story of the first battle of Panipat.
I was going to the second, which involves Akbar.
Okay, no, but even the Babur, the battle that the battle that Babur fought. Like. The dates I don't like. The dates I don't care about. 16th century, sufficient. I don't need to know more.
Enough. Okay, really? Because I don't know the government tells you this guy is there or not there. We have nothing to go on.
No, but I think the story of how the battle was fought, why Panipat was chosen as a battleground, how Babur was able to accomplish is much more interesting than 1526.
Against almost a lakh.
Exactly. Okay. Much more interesting than 1526. Or sorry, was it 1560 something? Whatever you said.
1526 is Akbar.
Okay, whatever that
actually, Bairam Khan.
All right.
And Hemu, the first Marwari warrior.
I know because
the first and only Marwari warrior.
That's how Jodha Akbar starts, with that battle.
I mean, if that's your education, beta, call Mr. Subramaniam now. Call Mr. Subramaniam
He's
on the phone.
He's in the Gulf,
right
actually.
He's in the, and you know why he ran there.
Cool. Let's go to the first topic.
Yes.
But before we do that, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and leave us a review if you're listening to this on an audio platform. All right. So
I just want to Pranchu Parikh has just mentioned about the match yesterday. Since
Oh,
I'm
yes.
talking about it tomorrow and day after. Firstly, it was a good game of cricket.
Good match,
So
yes.
I just
I
can't
also saw
bear
it.
it when they start going berserk and abusing Arshdeep should be this and
Oh,
that.
yes.
I mean, okay, bowling the last over is going to be a lottery. You win some, you lose some. First, just accept that.
No, they're trolling him for dropping the catch.
No, fair enough. But I'm saying the pressure of the moment will get to anyone, whether you're Virat or whoever, some newcomer.
Yeah.
Secondly, the DK being dropped by them and playing Rishabh Pant from a cricketing point of view didn't make a lot of sense, but they wanted a left-hander for whatever reason. And I think you can definitely argue and criticize anybody on that as a stratagem. Stratagem can be questioned as a basketball lover. Can you not,
Always.
Yeah, so I have no problem with that whole issue. Who you're bowling last, as in who you're bowling first, batting order changes, left-hander unnecessarily. Why do you have to jabardasti say left-hander? Because you've got left-arm spinner against him and you want this guy to play against the right-arm spinner, etc. Okay, fair enough. So that's the thought process. But so I'm saying let's argue those points. But the emotional points, we just throw this guy out and he's fully responsible. That's just becoming just like a podcast.
That's always shouting. That's always a problem with fandom, right? I mean, like whatever sport you're looking at or whatever, the idea is that you get so passionate about the one that you're rooting for, you forget that the other team is there to play too, and they're not there to just lie down and just they're there to play.
Our
they're
intellectual
competing.
pundits now start attacking poor Rahul Dravid all the time. But T20 is always going to have a little bit of this what we call parivartans from time to time. You just not, that's the way the game is,
and that's the fun of it, right? I mean,
in a sense, yeah.
I remember way back when I heard about this concept called front loading. I'm trying to remember what it was from where I heard it.
Wow!
But the idea that
sounds like Kunal with carbs.
No, I'm talking about cricket, dude.
Okay, fair enough.
It has something to do with cricket. But the idea was that basically you put your most aggressive batsmen in
top,
early
yes.
instead of putting them
Sri
4
Lanka
5.
strategy in the 90s.
Yeah, but that was that used to be the traditional one-day strategy was 4-5, and then it became no, you should put them up front because you get maximize your this
the
right.
first 15 overs.
There's going to be as you play this 2020 game, which is still relatively new, right? There's going to be new strategy that evolves from it.
And strategy can still be right. And you just discuss Panipat and whatever. Strategy can be right and you can still lose.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, there's so many. Abbas, give us examples from comedy. Like Rueben. Our idea was to get Rueben here on time, but he didn't come. I mean, so our stratagem was good. We had the right guy, but then, circumstance and performance are dictated by other things. Well, all these things come together. So anyway, and we've got to stop thinking every time we lose to Pakistan it's the end of the world. It's a pretty good team. They're a crack team, in fact. They're getting better. They've got some young blood. They've got some talent. And it's just a good game of cricket. Nobody watch the game, enjoy the game, then move on.
Yeah.
It's not like marriage where you go back and meet her again. I mean, they do in a sense.
By the way,
in the final.
Dravid was in the dugout, right? And I think he had some kind of a electronic pen or something in his hand.
Yeah.
And my dad was looking at the screen and he said, "Is that a cigar in his hand?"
Wow.
And I said, given Rahul
doesn't
Dravid's,
smoke.
given Rahul Dravid's image, it better not be a cigar.
No, I know he doesn't smoke. I know he drinks a little bit.
Oh.
He's a Bangalore boy. He
I'm
has
sure.
the odd beer. He's not
Yeah,
like a
of
drunkard kind of guy. But no smoking. That's not his thing. I can tell you, I've worked with that man. No, don't want to name drop, but I shot an ad the whole day and then shot a bakra on him.
I know that.
That's
That's one of the most legendary Bakra
after which I was so
episodes.
worried he was going to be angry with me. But he was very calm and pleasant. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So first topic of the day. So Cyrus, remember the LinkedIn CEO who we talked about, who wrote about working 18 hours in your early 20s?
Correct.
So 3 days after that post, he has now quit LinkedIn because he got so much backlash.
Okay.
That,
Did he find a job vacancy on LinkedIn?
No. So his last, what's considered to be his last post, Shantanu Deshpande was his name, says, "This is my last post on LinkedIn. It's been a good ride. 3 points. To those who were hurt by my post, apologies. I recognize the need for nuance and context. Thank you for so many friends who dropped me a message just to make sure I was okay." And the third one, this is the kicker. "To those who sent nasty, your son is a slave owner messages to my parents and thousands like those, you won."
Wow.
And
very emotional.
yeah.
How do you become leaders if you're so emotional?
But is this also like a bit of a cancel culture thing in you make a post,
Why? Come on. Amit, should he have been cancelled?
No.
It's untoward conversation. Perhaps he could have
It's
changed
not
his
an
words.
untoward conversation.
No,
Listen,
whatever.
listen, I know there is a bunch of comedians and media folks and all that sitting on this.
You were
and I'm
responsible
sure
for them.
Yeah, no, and I'm sure that, the general consensus was this guy's full of shit. But this guy's right. He's absolutely 101% right.
As he said, he was just using the words, not to be taken literally.
Yeah, the
concept was
clarified
that
the
work,
18-hour
which
statement.
I tell all the people who work here, work like crazy when you're young.
Yeah.
Abbas,
I'm not young. young anymore.
You were. So
No,
now you can
it's
stop.
listen. There are different. I'll tell you what this is. Right, we actually spoke about this. Let me give a brief plug. There's a show called Think Fast where Suchita and Varun do that show together. Suchita's out of town, so I sat with
There has
Varun
not
on
been
this
one
episode.
episode where you have not done a plug to some other show.
I have
but
to.
not our show.
I plug your show when I'm on other shows.
I could quit, like the LinkedIn guy. I should quit.
Cyrus, when I'm on
gonna
other
write
shows, I
3
plug
emails.
this show.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, cross
They all laugh.
promotion. Cross promotional, man. Cross promotion is the name of the game. Think Fast with Suchita and Varun. Please check it out. We have we have a deep discussion on this stuff. The fact is that hustle culture that exists today, right? This Instagram, let me tell you how to live, and all that kind of stuff that's out there in the world. You put that together with the fact that today everybody says they want to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody is an entrepreneur. Not everybody is going to want to do what's necessary to be an entrepreneur. But if somebody wants to run your own business, if you want to kind of get ahead doing that, you can't say that this is not what's required. I mean, like, every person who has started their own thing has to some degree or another put these kinds of hours in at some point. Nobody's saying that you do this all the time every day, because obviously that is burnout.
Again, it's not even about the hours. He was just talking about the intensity being more.
Yeah.
And he's using, these are figures of speech. Once he clarified, which made sense. It's not, because the whole 18 or 20, whatever the figure was, that sounded a little draconian. But there's somebody in the chat now, I think Rohit Sharma, who scored 28 of 16 yesterday, but then of course had time to write as a text. He's still a multimillionaire. He can hire people. The one before that is when he says that he didn't get cancelled, or words to that effect. Rishi, if you can find it. He didn't get cancelled. He chose to quit.
We're talking about LinkedIn. The LinkedIn.
He didn't get cancelled. He chose to quit. The point here is, isn't that the same thing? Because you're
He was,
pushed into a corner and then you decide to quit. Or
he was
Well, I mean,
forced
like,
to
so
quit.
here's the question. He's the CEO of Bombay Shaving Company.
Yeah.
Bombay
Right.
Shaving Company is I think last fundraise was 230 crores, 1,000 crore plus valuation.
That's our
Does he
people.
have time for this shit?
I don't know. It just doesn't
He
make
doesn't have time for this shit. He is basically, this is one of the things that you put out there, but he doesn't have time for this shit. He doesn't want to deal with this nonsense. He's got a real thing
I
to
may
do.
be wrong, but is he a fellow, how do I put this politely, Baldy?
Yes.
Shaving company.
Baldy, I can show you his face actually.
Yeah.
Baldy and chin beard that
The
sort of
shadow
has.
moon. What's
Yes.
it called? The filter night.
Yes.
Huh? The patch.
But my point is, like, so does the fact that he put this point out there that you should be willing to work 18 hours, and then he was got so much backlash that he was forced to quit the platform. Does that mean that now this line of thinking is outdated, and now other people who want to put forth similar thoughts will also hold
No, but one
themselves
second.
back?
One second.
you
That's not
do.
even the point.
You don't say this. I mean, like, honestly, I'm saying it here, but I would never put it in writing somewhere. This
Right.
podcast is heard by a couple of thousand people, maybe 10,000 people.
No, but my
10,000
worry
people.
is that why should that lead to your head on the block? You know,
That's what I'm asking.
I
It's
don't-
not.
That correlation is
No,
too
but
much to me.
it hasn't led to his head on a block. He decided to disengage from the platform, which is
Yes,
not
but
worth
he
his
decided
time.
to do it himself because he felt a lot of pressure from other people. That's
It's
my
not
question.
worth the time. That's the thing, right? That's what it is. Listen, if
Worth
you
the time,
are...
Baba. There's a thing
No,
of
if-
emotional berating and beating.
Yeah.
People
But
can't
doesn't
take
this
it.
reflect badly on Bombay Shaving Company?
Why?
Because now it's out there that their CEO thinks working 18 hours a day is a norm.
It's not for everybody. And it's not the norm. Anybody who thinks it's a norm is an idiot. It's not the norm. It's not for everybody.
Abbas.
Nobody says it's for everybody. There are plenty of time servers that have existed in organizations from time
I
immemorial.
think Amit is angry with you for some reason. I think he's blaming you for all the evils of the world, including the traffic congestion. And I think we should slap you now. It's the only option.
The question
To
is,
end
do you
this.
want to build a company that is of that size? If you want to build a company that starts from nothing and grows to that size, those are the table stakes. You know, otherwise don't do it.
I'm still stuck on the point that why does he have to resign? That's my point.
He didn't.
He's not resigned. He's quit
He's quit
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
He moved
So
out
this
of LinkedIn,
used
like
to
you
happen.
pushed him out of the
This
Oh,
used
it's
to
right,
happen
right.
on
It's
Twitter
size-
and
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah,
Now
it's-
it's happening, even happening on LinkedIn.
But okay, so it's not a job loss, but
Yeah.
but the sense that he has to vacate his area means he's put his hands up. I'm saying, why does he have to do that? There's no need to do that.
There isn't, but at the same time, it's also, if this is what...
I'm saying it's not worth my while, but
Yeah.
why quit? Because the internet, everybody's look at our show.
well,
People
I mean,
criticize us all the
Because
time.
then it just becomes a tutu meme match
Yeah.
where he'll keep saying his point, he'll keep getting backlash, and
But
then
that's why we have-
then the trollers will keep
That's why we have
upping the troll.
What are those things called? Emoticons.
Yeah,
So when you don't feel like answering, you can just put a funny picture.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got 3 myself. Oh, and great moment for the Indian cricket team as our debutant young number 5 has walked in. Rueben, welcome to the show.
Thank you for
Don't make
having me.
excuses. We've abused you so much for 24 minutes. There's no
I'm not-
point.
I'm not
It's all
making any
good.
excuses. I want to say sorry.
But that'll sound like all of us then, because half the show is just apologizing for many things, not just coming
yeah.
late. Yeah.
My apologies will come for better reasons.
Okay. So you start with this apology for just being here, and then later on for context will be given. For
I
various
apologize for
apologies.
being here. late.
We
and
apologize
also
for
being-
asking you to come here. Abbas, any more apologies?
No.
Huh.
Off air. You want me to apologize
No,
for
no,
something?
no. You will in a matter of time. Don't forget your
Sure.
name is Abbas. They'll make you.
That's true, yes. And Home Minister is in Bombay today.
Ouch.
But Ruben, you quickly introduce yourself.
Yes,
before we
Ruben,
move
sorry.
on.
We should have given you a better introduction. But
No, I don't deserve it after being late.
Wow. What a place to make a debut, no? You come, you criticize yourself, others join you, then the text, then the machine will start. Ruben, you suck. For no reason. He's not done anything. Ruben, sorry, but it's a very unfriendly place.
Wait, I just saw something. Can Ruben quit Pink Villa? And what's Pink Villa? Is this
Pink Villa is a show.
Do
TV
you
show.
work for Pink Villa?
No, I don't.
Okay, so then I don't know.
I
I'm
don't know.
asking you to.
I was like, is this some like a shirt dig at me?
But
I don't
Ruben,
know.
David is saying I feel replaced. So you want to just say hi to him because he was very excited as a
Yeah,
second
that's
Ruben.
one of our listeners.
Never heard a
Ruben
second
David.
Ruben in India and now.
Oh, David.
Ruben, Ruben is a Western name, right?
Ask him.
Yes,
you have a
yes.
live
And
Ruben.
you've got a Maharashtrian surname. What's the story there?
So I am actually a Maharashtrian, proper Maharashtrian.
What is
but
proper?
my
When you say proper twice, then you're Maharashtrian.
yeah, like
Same,
proper,
same?
proper.
Huh?
Like,
Correct.
I dance in Ganpatis and all like
Mil gaya.
proper.
Small.
But like my mom, she's into art. So her favorite artist's
Oh.
name is Ruben, and he
Yeah.
was from
The thinker.
Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked his art
When
up.
you were young, your mom ever asked you to do this position with your hand on your
Oh, no,
chin?
no.
But naked, of course. I mean, don't answer
Hey,
the question. Now you'll have to
okay.
apologize for family. Sorry.
Wait, he was saying
not
something.
saying-
You looked
Yeah.
his art up and what
I
showed
looked
up?
his art up a few years ago, and I was like, it's pretty bad. It's not like
Wow.
it's not something I would name my child.
Your mom will
after.
cancel you, huh? In this present conditions.
No, my mom's fine. She
She's okay?
regrets my name.
So your mom's an artist, is it?
No, she's like a fan of art, and she does her own things. But like
Fan of art, so she'll never hear this show because we are the paradox. of that.
yeah, she's a fan of yours though.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
Oh, as a artist.
I told her I was coming for your podcast, and she's like, "Arey, that Bakra guy." I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. That's a mark of respect, I guess. Yeah. Abbas, I'll take that, right?
Yeah, sure.
You gotta take what they call you. You
Yeah.
can't tell the market to call you anything else. You know. Wo lambu, wo taklu, wo motu.
Better be known as the Bakra guy than that extra from 99.
Extra on 99, I don't mind. As long as Hello Friends headliner.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one to worry about. 99 is fine. Yeah, that's cool. 99 problem is they all think I'm fat. So I have to keep explaining that.
Did people really say you're the Hello Friends headliner?
No, I said that. Nobody uses
okay.
headliner. See, this is 90s talk, no?
Yeah.
Would you hear headliner? Would you ever use that? Would you? How old are you, Ruben?
I'm 34.
Too young, yeah. Too young.
What?
No, but I think
Face the wall
headliners
for 5
used.
minutes. Come on.
Headliners used, right? I mean, like in
Yeah.
I don't know.
in shows.
But
and
we
stuff
used
like
it.
that. Yeah.
Like we used it also while emailing and texting
Yeah.
people and all about who the headliners are,
Yeah.
etc. It was a
I
common
mean,
language.
I used to think Chinnappa was the headliner of that show.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Which show?
Hello, friends.
Yeah. He's David
Yeah.
Schwimmer.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I have no contact.
You've not seen Hello,
No,
Friends?
you just
Oh,
think about
man.
art for 5 minutes.
Hey, wait.
We'll come back to you.
Is Hello Friends the spin-off of Friends that they try to do?
Not
with
the Hello
that
Friends
was
is original.
Joey.
That was
Friends is the
Please,
spin-off.
please,
No,
please
no.
go home.
Indian spin-off. Indian
Indian
copy.
spin-off, yeah. Huh.
Was it that?
Well, would you call it a spin-off?
Why do we call him here?
Can we do one topic before we go to the break?
Who's the boss?
So, I am.
Hey,
mean, he's the boss, but
let
I'm
Ruben
the-
talk about himself
Sure.
for 2 minutes now.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll forget. Comedian, what do you do? Give us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a comedian. I write, and yeah, that's pretty
So
much.
you do
it.
writing comedy.
I
I
also
forgot an art.
I also do copywriting plus
Where?
stuff like that. I work
Freelance.
for a marketing agency. Yeah,
But you won't give the name. It sounds like Nazi Germany. I can't tell you home. And
I'm actually putting down my papers as soon as I'm done with this. I'm putting my resignation letter. So I'm not gonna name them.
you don't say it
As
because now you
soon
can't
as
take it
done
back.
with
This is
this.
live in case somebody's listening.
I don't care. They already know I'm quitting. So it's
Well, why are
fine.
you quitting?
It's just I
I
don't
hope you didn't think you'll come here and the world will change.
no, obviously
Hello,
not.
friends.
I'm not looking for a
What's
job
wrong with you?
at IVM. Why would I look for a job?
Yeda. Okay, so you're quitting that and you're going to full-time comedy, right?
Full-time comedy and freelance writing.
You guys
So-
perform together? Okay, this sounds sexual,
I
but
mean,
you know
we
what I mean.
have.
We have,
We
we
went to Hyderabad together
Sexually
for-
also we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's something I'd watch.
Yeah, we slept together in Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
You don't have to elaborate. I've got it.
It's
I've
a
figured
fun
it
night
out.
of bus.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a very
yeah,
fun
yeah.
night.
A month after demonetization.
Super.
Actually, I have a very fun story with Abbas. So I don't know if I should
This is
share.
involved- All
the,
pictures.
The Tinder story.
No.
Oh,
So
okay.
in Hyderabad,
I didn't
he
match with
was-
him on Tinder. It's a different story.
Yeah, no, not that one. So Abbas and I were performing in Hyderabad for a comedy festival, and we stayed over at the comedian's house. Little did we know that the comedian's father was a teacher at an RSS school.
Wow. It's always the RSS guy's kid who becomes a famous comedian.
And
Look at
little
me and
did
us. Nobody knew that. Yeah.
And little did the father know that one of his son's friends is Muslim who's going to stay over at his house, right? So we showed
Muslim
up
and your name is Rueben. It's
Yeah,
not very Hindu.
Yeah.
He's not really worried.
Yeah, I know.
But ambiguous enough.
Ambiguous
Yeah,
enough,
enough. Exactly. Huh.
So we showed up at breakfast in the morning, and there was like a little small talk. Hey, hi, what's your
I
name?
hope Abbas brought the skull cap out. Right? You might as well go for broke. Yeah. You might as well. One janab as you enter. Something like that.
No.
Damn.
There was a little small talk like, hey, what's your name? Kya karte ho? And all that. I was done, and then he
What's your name?
went to him.
He didn't.
He didn't know who's
So
coming.
this
He
is the fault of the
this is
beta and all this,
literally-
right?
Yeah.
He's given no information.
He's given no information. He
He's
just
put
said
in the
that two
lion's
friends
den.
are
Yeah.
going to stay over
On
for a
either
few
side.
days.
Yeah, cute, exactly.
On either side, right?
So his father turns to Abbas and he's like, beta, what's your name? And he says Abbas. And he's like, huh? So for
Really?
a, yeah,
He acted like that?
like his face turned a little greenish. I don't know. Green would be an
I
appropriate
hope
color.
the son said, I'm going to marry Abbas. That would have been the final. Yeah.
And there was dead silence for like good 40-50 seconds.
Seriously?
Not that long. It felt that
It
long, but
felt
like
long.
10
But
seconds.
you felt uncomfortable for a second. He clearly.
That was just normal awkwardness of
Awkward.
meeting your friend's parents.
Yeah.
So
And
how
then
did he react to
he
Ruben?
was
But
damn
then
sweet
he
after
said,
that.
he said, I also have Muslim friends.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what it
wow.
That's what it
Oh,
got.
my God.
No, so that's the
Oh,
expectation.
man.
Huh? The
The
RSS.
American version is I have a black
No,
friend.
but the
Yeah.
RSS,
Oh, my
when you
God.
talk to an RSS uncle, right? The
Yeah.
idea is you're supposed to hear two things. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I had Muslim friends and we used to treat him or we used to treat
Yeah.
them like
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
They'd come to our house and we used to, my mother used to keep a separate set of utensils
almost-
just for
To
them.
the,
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
T, what he said.
Yeah,
What Amit
exactly.
was describing.
You keep separate utensils so they can
Oh,
eat
yeah, and they say it as a
non-veg.
prize.
Yeah.
They're not serving non-veg in the house,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's just that they're non-veg touching people, so they should not use our
Oh,
utensils.
so it's based on untouchability. then.
It-
Okay.
it-
I
it's
thought you were
based
saying-
on it's based on ludicrous bigotry,
Yeah.
Right.
but is promoted or is kind of presented as if like, hey, they're
Yeah.
the most
But
enlightened
it's
people on
overcompensation.
earth.
It's bigotry, but in the tone of we brought out the best bone china for them.
He's also telling himself this overcompensation is telling yourself actually that you're not that bad a person.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually, look what I've done for my one Muslim friend.
Yeah.
नाम क्या था? We were very close.
Abbas ही था शायद.
Abbas, Ashraf,
Irfan, Iqbal, something.
Okay, we have to go into a break, Cyrus.
We don't have to.
I mean, we have.
I mean, the thing about this is
you
flexible.
spoke about plugging the other shows earlier. We have to do that. in the
Amit's
break.
voiceover
Yes.
voice. If Ruben can do a knuckle of that, we'll give him a special prize.
Ruben, are you a listener of the show? No.
Abbas, again, what a stupid question. Have you ever got anyone to come here after listening to the show?
Yes.
Then
Yes, we have.
name
a lot
one.
of people.
The girls tell us, Ayushi, Nev, they all say the same thing. If we only heard the show before you put us on, they've always said the same. Sorry, Amit, I know you're trying to build a brand here. Yeah, but what to do.
I did try to listen to your Kajal's. Kajal was a guest on.
Yes,
your
blame her,
podcast.
blame her.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming her. I'm blaming you.
Forget the
for-
Muslim in the room. Now let's talk about the woman in the room. Now all we need is a
Not
woman
in the
who's a
room.
Muslim. And we've got the perfect package, yes.
No. I tried
But you
for
failed.
an hour. But I was like.
For an hour,
no.
this 40 minutes. What, you couldn't understand?
An hour and 40 minutes was the podcast.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah,
Kajol.
Cyrus, you talk that much.
Man, we never had 1 hour 40.
Were you listening
1 hour
to the
10,
1000th
50
episode?
Cyrus doesn't work that hard.
The
We don't do
1000th?
an hour. Oh, yeah.
1 hour 14.
1 hour 14.
That we
Ah,
do. We do
114,
that.
yeah. One
When
plus
we're having
it
good
is.
time, we don't even look at the.
Yeah, one
thing.
plus it goes.
Just like today.
Yeah, but we always have a good time. It's just people listening who don't, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing we're trying to fix.
Okay, we
It should
have
be
to
the
go
other way
into a
around.
break.
We should have a bad time. They should have a good time. How do we do that? Call my wife. Get my wife on the show.
Let's do that
That'll
in
be
the
good.
break.
So two points we should quickly get in on Amit's voice. One, Gaurav Pilania says, inject hello in my veins, please. That's a true fan. And then I think Jinesh Urani says, nothing is cuter than Amit speaking in Marathi. So if you have a hardcore, pure blood Maharashtrian here,
Yes.
I think you should have a small conversation.
I can't speak Marathi, dude.
Marathi बोलतो है ना?
No, so I mean, like I can name
Kasakai.
I can name our 2 shows in Marathi, Marathi Kirkitun and Don Baika Gappa Eka. I can say that.
I'm coming so hard.
Yeah, it sounds so nice from a
It's sexual, I don't know.
it sounds very nice. Otherwise, you'll hear like a Marathi.
Wow.
Don baika, gappaika. Like it sounds so
Shavik
like.
says, Amit, you have me at hello, hello, hello. He doesn't know the show, so we would explain it to him. Young man, Amit's voiceover
Yeah.
that you just heard, the hello, hello, he does 4 hellos generally, sometimes 5. They change after a couple of weeks. Huge hit. Biggest hit in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge demand to get it on a
It's
IVM
a reel
t-shirt.
that we can just sell for millions.
It should be a t-shirt.
This guy called Hassan Minaj, have you heard of him? Out of work comedian.
Yeah.
Came here just to get this on record. And then, of course, Amit didn't have time because of Visarjan and all that. He was busy. So we told him to come back next year. Yeah, with a less crowded diary. This month is really, there's Dashera, there's, 2 weeks,
Yeah.
Diwali at the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Excited. for
VIP
Diwali.
moment. What are you excited about?
Diwali, the food. Food, I'm excited for food.
Young man, I don't want to
All-
be a critic, but should you be eating?
Yeah,
What the
should
hell
be
you know?
eating. Everybody should be eating. What are you talking about?
Cyrus as Kunal Vijayakar's friend. Of course, you have to know all
Yeah.
about food, right?
No, forget Kunal Vijayakar's friend. That guy, he keeps telling us we have to look for work. We put our show here, put our show there. We need more work. We need more money. And he's always in Italy.
He's ambitious.
I mean, he sounds like Rahul Gandhi running a party, He's talking about majburi, you talk about struggle, mehnat and all that, but then the guy's in Colombia, Spain. It doesn't match sometimes.
yesterday he was in New Delhi giving a speech. Not Kunal. Rahul Gandhi.
That scared the hell out of me. Kunal giving a speech in New Delhi. I mean, his body parts somewhere, in Gurgaon to be found later. Yeah, no, that's because that Yatra is on, no?
Yeah.
I've already decided I'm going to join it. The Bharat, Roja Yatra, which is anti-price.
Roja?
Yeah.
I doubt it's called Roja.
Bhoja?
What are you talking
I'll have
about?
to Google about
Joda! Joda.
I have no idea.
Jodo hoga.
Jodo.
हाँ.
We're nearly there.
Join.
Your Marathi, my Hindi, we're nearly there. We made it.
Bharat Jodo Yatra.
See,
Someone in the
Rahul has
comments
left
needs to
a-
correct
Oh,
us.
the
the
new
new
Empire.
Congress.
Yes, Bharat Jodo
Jodo
Yatra.
Yatra.
Yes.
It starts on Wednesday or
What did he
Thursday.
say? Roja.
I like how he went from Roja to Joda to Jodo. I was like,
But the point
is
of
he naming
reference-
movies?
The point of
like
yeah,
Rosa
exactly.
to Joda Akbar.
Yes,
Yeah.
well done, Ruben.
Well done.
There you go. So I'm joining it. Kanyakumari
Please.
to Kashmir. I'll do a few states. I don't want to
Okay.
go all over, man. It's a little complicated.
Which
also, the
ones?
Journey. I haven't made up my mind yet.
You want to give out the dates for people who want to catch
I
you?
don't know, wherever the VIP movement is less.
Okay.
In fact, we'll be the VIP movement. So we'll watch other people like me suffer. Just waiting there in their cars or buses or on the road. They ask pedestrians to get out of the way. Pedestrians. You can't walk because the great man is passing or something. That's fabulous. Only Caesar had that. And then they had to kill him because of that behavior.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies,
Julius Caesar.
Cyrus, as someone who always complains
I
about...
think he thought Caesar the German Shepherd at Juhu Beach. No, this is Caesar the famous.
I know.
Of course, yes.
Et tu Brute.
There you go.
Yeah.
Marathi for yes.
Come on.
Yes. Are you eating? saying
As
something.
someone who always complains about expensive movie tickets, 16 September is going to be celebrated as the National Cinema Day, where 4,000 cinema chains, including some PVRs, are going to be pricing their ticket at rupees 75. So
For one day.
For a day.
But then the problem is we'll have people.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can't
That's
win.
the idea of a movie theater. sir.
No, the good thing with Inox, you pay a lot of money, but there are 9 people. So, that's
but then
that's
when
lovely.
you pay a lot of money, you don't. That's the reason why you pay a lot.
Yeah, but
of
then I
money.
don't like elbow rubbing and people, and then there'll be
so-
jokers like Rueben who'll be screaming and shouting in the movie. And
Hey, come on. I'm not that guy.
Abbas told me you're the loudest guy in the cinema
I
always.
Not
said
really.
No such thing.
Really?
offline.
I was like, why would Abbas? We went to watch Arrival together.
Oh, yeah.
And
Holding
we-
hands, you slept
Yeah.
together, you
Yeah.
spent nights together, you joined
Yeah, we
the
went
RSS
on a
together, for
date
God's sake. Look at what you've done.
And then we,
Monumental
three
partnership.
of us tried to explain the movie to each other to
Yeah.
no success. Have you seen Arrival, Cyrus?
No, I haven't. I'm still
I
waiting for my
haven't either.
own
How is
arrival.
it?
I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw Ad Astra this weekend. I loved it.
What's it called? $75 for the whole day?
For the
So details about that are yet to come.
Yeah,
It is not 75 rupees for the 16th of September.
No,
It's
so
the
4 shows, 5
multiplex.
shows, 6 shows.
The
But-
multiplex organization is
Yeah.
doing it, and Inox and PVR are both participating.
I hope I'm
And
free on the
it's-
16th. I mean,
But
I'm
the
always
book,
free. But
Book My Show and Insider and whatever, these people might levy
What-
their
what-
own charges.
what
to the
movies will be
75.
out on the 16th? Off
I
the
guess
top of my head.
Brahmastra, the Ranbir Kapoor movie.
I don't know if I'm really into that.
that
Next.
would be sad that still nobody shows up to watch Brahmastra.
No, Hindi films just take too long.
Yeah,
I need
that's
90
true.
minutes and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
No, Brahmastra is coming out like a week before that, right? So it will.
Oh, the cynic.
verdict
The
will
cynic.
be there.
Oh, my God.
Huh?
Oh, my God. I'm
No, the
just
verdict
cynicism.
will be out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like you'll know whether or not it's a hit, right? But
I like
think
Ranbir
it's coming
Kapoor.
out
I'll go and
September
watch it.
9th.
Chalo, just to support him. Then next.
You can go watch Beast, the new Idris Elba movie.
But that's more like a female-centric.
No, it has Idris Elba fighting a lion on the poster.
The lion Lion is the Beast apparently.
Yeah,
We thought it was Idris, but it's
you're
not.
thinking of the other one, the new Idris Elba and
3,000 years of longing.
You're thinking
No,
of that.
last time I had a conversation about this. Women all said how much they love this guy, and I'm like, why?
Idris Elba.
I just get angry when they.
Hey, dude, I have a crush
Yeah,
on him.
he's like
smoldering. Shall I call the RSS? Because I can call the RSS. Don't do this.
No, but he's really, really good in the
There
stuff
you
he's
go.
in.
I know, but I get really irritated when women tell me how attractive other men are.
Well, sure, that I
I've never
get.
liked that in my entire life, except Elvis.
okay.
Because he's my grandfather.
But-
But that's different. So this just
But he's a really good actor. He was a,
every woman I know says Idris Elba. Oh, he's so magnetic. He's so beautiful. He's so.
He's got a personality, dude. Like he's a,
Calm yourself down and put your hands up. For God's sake, you
I'm
vulgar
saying
bastard.
If I ever have to turn gay, it would be either for Idris Elba.
No, you've already
or-
turned gay.
I
And
mean-
politically, you changed your mind twice, from what we gather. With one visit to Hyderabad. Huh?
Cyrus, E.T. is running at IMAX. I did
But
not know
which E.T.?
this.
The old version?
The old one, yeah. The 82 Spielberg.
But
one.
75
really?
bucks seat again.
No, it's running right now. By the time it'll be out.
Oh,
It must be like a
Re-release, yeah.
reissue or
Remastered.
something
I
like
think
that.
we should have no show on September 16th. No podcast. So they encourage people to go to the theatre. Let's do our bit to see
Cyrus,
cinema.
what's the cheapest you've paid to watch
Can I
a
tell you?
movie? Yeah.
So there was a thing in Eros. See, these things I remember. This is the beauty. This is why I want to fight for India sometimes. 9 times out of 10, I'm like, I'll take charge. I'll go to the side of the other country. But
Right.
once in a while, I'm saying I'll support India. When I remember these stories. Eros used to have it was a special, what was an animal film? On Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And it was ₹1 only per ticket.
Oh yeah, beautiful people.
Yep. All kinds of, but Sunday morning animal film. Paws, Claws and Jaws and all those kind of movies.
Like a new animal movie every week.
Yeah. Which is
But,
Britannia. It was called
always-
Britannia.
Yeah, something like
sponsored.
that.
Okay.
And good old Britannia, love them. And my dad, I've told this story before. That's where I realized how I can save money growing up. You have to wear pants and shirts without pockets, and he used to keep the ticket inside his wedding ring band. And when we asked for wafers, he'd say no pocket. So no money. It was lovely because everybody else would be eating wafers. All the kids, because of the
Yeah, I mean, if you're
smell of wafers, I love the
paying
smell.
₹1 for a ticket, the money you're saving, you should have wafers.
But
with
you had to
that,
pay for,
right?
to be honest, 3 because Giselle, my sister, me, and him. So
Right.
3. So that's $3. It's not $1. Already you're triple
And
your-
how much was the packet of wafers for?
Probably about $3. Yeah. That would have been 6. We'd have done 1 by 2 or 1 by 3. We would have done that. That was fine.
Yeah.
But he used to tell us, no wafers and no cold drinks. That was the law. That's why I got diabetes. The moment I had little money, I just went straight to Eros. I said, don't stop.
Caramel popcorn. I'm gonna bathe in caramel popcorn. I remember the cheapest, the least amount of money I ever paid was in Abu Dhabi of all the places. They had like a 1+1 offer for for your Vodafone kind of a thing. They had a provider. So if you have a do number, you get 1+1 free tickets on a Wednesday night 10 p.m. show.
So
me and my
50%
friends-
off basically
Yeah,
for 2 people to go.
And the
Not bad.
and-
50% is a decent discount.
And the multiplex also had an offer already on the ticket. So it was like
So you
for
clubbed the offers together. Okay.
5 dirhams for 2 tickets.
You'll
which is
notice that
great.
in that cinema, they'll all be brown-skinned people doing this.
Yeah.
Who've gone through, I don't want to be racist, but it's
No,
our
it's
people.
true. It was
The
only
Jugaad kings of-
Filipinos
Okay,
and
yeah,
Indians.
Yeah, exactly.
Only Filipinos and Indians.
That one German guy, it occurred to him also, I could save money, was?
No, but this National Cinema Day is being celebrated in the US as well, where they are slashing the prices from $9 to $3.
Yeah.
So
Ah,
that's a
nice.
pretty
Oh, by the way,
considerable
Obama
there
won
as
an Emmy for narrating something.
Audiobook.
Audiobook.
Yeah.
Amazing. But I don't think Trump can win the Nobel Peace Prize unless he declines to stand. Then they may give it to him. That would make sense. Yeah.
Someone
But
says,
you think, just tell me honestly, I'm not trying to put Obama down.
Yeah.
But when whatever the competition is out there, was Obama's audiobook that great, and was his rendition, his narrative,
It was
and narration skills?
it was his biography or something, right?
Autobiography, yeah.
Yeah, so
What
Part
does he get it
one
for?
of
Being
his-
him.
Yeah.
No, Cyrus, so I
What do
can
you give the Emmy?
comment on this. I've heard Hillary Clinton's book that she wrote after losing the election.
Yeah.
I think it was called What Happened.
Huh.
And it's
Yeah.
really bad in the sense that you can see they have just patched
Worse than what actually happened.
different sentences of different tonalities
Oh.
together. So it sounds really bad.
She did her
Obama's-
own voice.
Yeah, she did her own voice. Obama's thing sounds like he actually put effort in it, and he's just a good orator in general.
No, I get that. He's got a decent
Yeah.
voice. I don't.
Right.
This is a sexist thing to say, but that timbre and a male voice is always good to hear. That's why you like Amit.
why you looking at me when you're talking about male voice?
Because
being
we're
sexy?
feeling that there's some work to be done.
Ruben is like, I came for this to get roasted.
I
in
woke
the
up
morning.
early in the morning for
Early in the
this.
Ruben, you're part of the RSS.
I mean,
They're up at 4:30.
He's not.
I'm not part of the
friend
RSS.
was.
Our friend was.
Maybe
our
you're
friend
the
father.
junior wing, just the RS. They don't
Yeah,
go the
that's
whole
true.
distance, yeah. But like, I don't know, in South Bombay, if you see this when you were in Baikala in those days, if you go to Marine Drive and all these guys are doing their laughter club and
Yeah,
they
still
do
happens.
stretching and
Yeah.
they do marching and salutes and all that.
Yeah.
Only problem is they're the fourth line of defense if, say, China attacks us or whatever, and they don't look that robust, most of them. So I get a little worried. I'm just thinking, somebody
But, dude,
sends
the
the army.
Laughter Club is not an RSS thing. Just
No, but in where we are, there's a whole group of them who are RSS. They're very nice and friendly, in spite of or despite. I won't get into that. But they do the laughter thing, which is horrible because it's what happens at my shows. Where people just pretend to laugh. It's just like,
Also at me and Ruben's.
that's 3 comedians for the price of insincere laughter. Yeah.
Cyrus Starbucks has a new CEO and he's Indian. His name is Lakshman Narasimhan and he takes...
Where is the proof?
Where
What
is
a
the proof?
racist
I have
thing
a
to say. Lakshman is a
newspaper.
fairly common name, right? Ruben, the German philosopher,
Swedish,
artist,
Jewish,
Swedish,
German.
Jewish, German, whatever.
So now one more name has been added. I don't know if you've seen this, but there's a Twitter WhatsApp forward that goes, which lists all the Indian CEOs of these multinational companies,
Yeah.
like Google, Microsoft, so and so. Now they're going to add Starbucks to that list as well.
Why don't we do the same thing? Amit, from next week, can we replace you with a foreigner?
sure.
We should also have the same quid pro quo, right? That our CEO should now be from some other country. Let's choose a
Which
country.
country?
So
It'll
this
be a neutral
guy
country, like
was
France or something.
prior to this, he was CEO of Reckitt, right? So I mean, like, it's really Reckitt's a huge company too. So it's really not that. It's just move from one to the other.
When he orders at Starbucks, does he have to give his name in as well? When he
Well,
orders?
it will be a challenge now in the US
I was thinking,
to spell Lakshman
yeah,
Narasimhan.
this one, yeah. We should give the
They
whole name.
better get the name right
Yeah,
now.
can you imagine? Laxman Narasimharan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's face it. I bet
Or
his-
they can just shout like coffee for Lakshman.
he'll have a common American name like Stan or something. I'm telling you, we got to just...
Lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it would be
Yeah.
lucky.
There you go, since you asked him.
I've spoken to some of my friends when we first time they say they give up after some time. Most people are very strong about it.
Yeah.
Amit is a 1-2 syllable is fine. As you go to 3 and 4 syllable Indian names, they just give up.
Yeah,
Because
even
these
I've
guys
given
can't.
up,
They're
yeah.
not even racist. You just can't.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Can you pronounce a complicated Czech name or a Polish name, which is like
I can.
multi-syllable?
I use the Vijayakar technique of covering the mouth and saying things fast.
So then that's the same.
And then Katrovik.
Yeah. No, but I mean,
Try
like,
to Like the lady who beat Tomajinovic, who beat Serena Williams' final match, etc., etc. I'm just thinking, why couldn't it be a name you remember forever? Now I got to work so hard just to remember her.
Which is a great segue to the last topic we are going to do. Is that Serena Williams has announced that she's hanging up her boots.
Well, she had announced.
Bids adieu to tennis after she
I
loses
mean,
her
this is
third
the
round.
over, no?
Yeah.
She had announced earlier, but now
Yeah.
it's done. This is the
Well,
last.
she also kept it slightly vague. She actually used the words. I'm very close to Serena. I get all this information, so I know.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
23 Grand Slam titles. Ruben, you're a tennis buff?
No, I'm not.
What a pain in
I'm
the ass.
football buff.
Really?
Football, cricket. Not cricket.
What
Not
do you think
as
of
much, but football.
that guy fan trying to hit Jurgen Klopp after the match?
Oh yeah, though it was not a fan. It was a member of the opposing team, the staff of the opposing team. He
Oh, it was a
tried to-
staff member?
Yeah. Staff member from the opposing team threw a water bottle at Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, and it just
Yeah.
missed by 2 inches.
Yeah. Because
He's probably
I think-
the Indian cricket team, this guy.
But since it was football, was the player then taken out on a stretcher?
No, this is normal behavior in football, so nobody
That's
cares.
why I'm saying that the lightest of touches they fall down and they
There's
act
no
like-
well-behaved people in football. You know what
Jurgen
they say,
Klopp is
no?
not a footballer; he's a coach.
Rugby and cricket. Rugby and cricket, well, it's fair enough. That's not important. We don't have experts on this show. You know what I mean? Is that really important? The poor Amit gets into his diatribe about NBA. After some time, he just, there's no point.
I've
It
stopped.
I
swims in our
actually
head.
started watching the LA Lakers dynasty
The
on
documentary.
Hotstar. Not
Interesting.
the documentary, the show.
the show, yeah.
The show is better than
Brilliant
the
show.
documentaries, I think, so
Right?
far.
I now I'm really interested in NBA. I want to
Yep.
get into it.
I just
Don't
find
root for the Lakers, though. That's just like, it's like, why would you do that? Just don't root
I
for
mean,
the Lakers.
Is it
Get into
like
the NBA, root for
supporting,
somebody else.
like a Manchester United? Like, is that
find a
football-
guy called
It-
Ruben who plays basketball and go with him. There'll be one somewhere.
I'm sure there is. There used to be Ruben.
Now we've put him in a spot for the day. He won't stop till he finds the
Do you think
Ruben.
I look
Shriram
like
watches NBA.
Yeah, Shriram
But that's
does.
your validation.
Chinmay does.
I mean, keeping it within the comedic community.
Shriram is in Gurgaon, painting a
You can
fence.
give him a call.
But he's just quit his job, which I think is a great thing.
I haven't yet. I'm gonna do it
Haven't
today.
yet.
Oh, immediately after the show.
Yeah, immediately.
We'll hurry it
After-
up.
yeah.
Yeah. What did your mom say about that?
She's fine.
No worries?
Nah, no worries.
Okay. Dad?
He's not with us anymore.
Oh, sorry. Cyrus broached at his best. I apologize. But it would have helped if I get some feedback. I never get feedback. I mean, not that anyone can tell you that.
No, I
No one can
like
tell you that.
how it gets awkward after I address it. I like the awkwardness. So like,
It's not awkward. It's just a genuine mistake and I apologize.
No, it's okay. There was a troll, right? After the whole thing happened with the right wing and comedians and stuff, a guy commented on my YouTube video saying, "Tere baap ko ghar se nikal ke nanga karke marega." And I had just lost him like a few months ago. So I was like, okay, good luck, try it. So he's like, address bata. He's like, no, I'm saying he's dead. And then the troll is only like, oh, I'm really sorry for your loss.
Famous comedian who has to tell.
I mean, the troll has his empathy intact. at least.
He's like,
He's a good human being.
Yeah.
You exposed him. You're no troll.
Okay, we've got to go to the AMAs, but so whenever we are on the show, we always say give us a review on Apple Podcasts if you're listening to this. So I thought we should read out some reviews we've gotten.
I just want to give Amit some happy moments here.
Yeah, sure.
Because Grim Fandango says, I too love basketball right from childhood. Now suddenly this is a very gay podcast. He's reaching out to Amit and saying, don't worry. This is my thing too. Good.
There are plenty. I meet plenty of people I talk to about the NBA in India.
Yeah.
So I was more into the NFL than I was into the NBA up until about 10 years ago. But what wound up happening is that I just don't meet people to talk to the NFL about, right? NBA, I can
Also,
still
I can't
find
make out
people.
who's who with those bloody helmets and padding.
The colors of the uniforms are dramatically fucking different.
No, but when they're in a sort of scrum or they're fighting over 1 yard or whatever, it's difficult to tell. They're real mishmash of people they look like machines.
They
Should remove the helmets.
It's
That's
a
what I
game
think.
with quite a dude.
The
It's
amount of concussions.
yeah, dude. I mean,
Hey, I'm paying you. All right, just get on with it. Please, these guys are all multimillionaires.
let them eat cake.
but
Yeah, let
also
them eat cake.
They're always all on top of each other. Looks like a fucking massive orgy.
We come back to what you really like. Really
Yeah,
always.
I'm like, yes,
Back in
let's go
Hyderabad,
there.
the three of us.
Also, the NFL is way more controversial than the NBA, right?
Yeah.
What do you think would have
Especially-
upset the uncle more? Him being Muslim or him being gay? Or him being gay Muslim? That would have been fantastic.
I think Muslim
Abbas,
would be
think about
first.
it.
I think Muslim would be first.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, what?
I think he would be offended by the fact that he is Muslim, and then he would hide his son. For
No, the thing is, if you tell them you're Muslim, like you said, his response was, I have Muslim friends.
Yeah.
With gays, I don't think we've
Oh,
reached
yeah.
that
That's
point.
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Abbas.
yeah,
Nobody says,
true.
my best friend is gay. I know. What I mean to say is, I know someone.
Maybe
Nice.
25, 30 years down
Yeah,
the line.
yeah. Wow, we've got a lot of work to do here in this country.
Okay, just very quick reviews from Apple Podcasts that we've got this month and last month. This one comes from Sakulkar. Cyrus is hilarious. Amazing conversation with the one and
Wait, I
only
don't see
Cyrus
this.
Butcha. So much fun. On Apple Podcasts, if you go, you'll find reviews. And
Oh, I
these are
thought
just a
it's
few of them.
It's not in the AMA.
The next one comes from Shivtsu. The best podcast, but can work more on audio production and quality. Cool. We take that
So
feedback.
listen to this.
He's given 4 stars though.
Let's be honest here. We looked really hard to find 2 people to say nice things. And we
I'm
got
just reading the
one and a
ones
half.
from August and September.
We got 1.5.
No, there are lots
Not
of
bad. Not
lots
bad.
of nice reviews. Cyrus,
Rishi,
please don't be
you-
so.
They're saying you suck up.
self-sufficient.
Frankly,
See, I don't
speaking.
think it's the video quality problem. It's just that 3 of us look identical.
Just
One with hair.
and I'm getting there. Rishi, I'll say it in Marathi. Huh? Try little more. Huh? little.
The next one, I love his username, his or her. It says, hope this nickname is not taken. That's the username. Their review says, love the guy's energy and unfiltered views. Also like how Cyrus and Amit balance each other.
No, Amit. Harvespa, who's our Parsi friend. See, Parsis are the best because I don't want to be racist, but they are. The fact of the matter is that when you get into a subject as a Parsi, you have to know it threadbare. So he says there's a Rueben in.
There is. I know there is.
He's
Portland
located the guy
Trailblazers. I'm
without
not,
Googling. Huh? You got the team? You got the team?
It's Portland Trailblazers. I don't remember the
Portland Trailblazers.
name
You're
of
in the NBA, brother.
Done. I was also
You're
in
not in
F1,
the
by
Indian
way.
cricket team,
I'm
but
not,
you
I'm not.
are in the Portland Trail
Portland
Blazers.
Trailblazers.
Done. I'm gonna support them only now.
You got big balls.
Yeah, that would be
And I
kind of
cannot
sad.
lie.
Don't do
Well,
it.
one second, let's hear
Don't
this.
do it.
How?
They're not a good
ranking
team.
wise,
They're not a
ranking
good
wise,
team.
like
They have one of the best. So they're one of the 10 best players, Dame Lillard. But other than that,
No, give me
he's
ranking
not
for the
very good.
Aam Aadmi. We don't have any idea. Like
Out of 30, I would say 20.
No, but then
In the top 20.
5.
So there are 30 teams total.
Yeah.
And out of the 30, I would
The
say
rank is 20th.
They're probably about the 20th. They're not in
So in the bottom 10.
Yeah, so they're not in the playoffs last year. And Dame is a great player, but other than that, the team's kind of weak.
So you are a bit like Zimbabwe in cricket. At
Come
the
on,
moment.
Ruben, don't disappoint
but
my
there's
name.
hope.
Do better.
Okay, let's go to the AMAs.
Can we change your name? Take another name.
He should change his name.
Stephen
No.
Curry? Steph.
Steph Curry.
Huh.
He's
But-
good.
Curry is an Indian word. Come on, yaar. Let's call you Curry.
What was the last one you were telling, Cyrus? The last
Sorry,
Apple
yeah.
review when he kind
Last
of.
review was, now I've closed that window.
Which is the review. That's exactly what they said. Yeah.
But wasn't it a good nickname? Did they?
I'll read it again.
Yeah.
So the nickname was, the username was, I hope this nickname is not taken.
Yeah.
Oitidja.
And
which
their
is-
review
because the
was-
pronunciation is how to like the stream army you've not mentioned. They're all correcting you.
Okay.
For,
Pay attention to this because
Yeah.
we're trying to thank the people who are sending us
Yeah.
reviews
Oh,
because
right.
more reviews lead to better
you
algorithmic
think so?
performance.
You think so? I don't
Yes.
know. You're
So
singling them out.
everybody,
They feel really
reviews
bad and say, I'll never do this
amazing.
again.
They say that this podcast is part of their everyday routine. Love the energy and unfiltered views. Also love how Cyrus and Amit balance each other out.
You said that.
said
You're
that.
repeating dialogue.
Okay.
You're like
That's
my
the
wife.
one.
All right, that was
My
the
wife
one.
says the same to me
all
every
right.
day. Why are you here? It's always the same thing.
So just everybody, these reviews are great. We enjoy the reviews very much, and we will continue to
Amit
read
is
them
looking
out.
at me
So
and saying this,
please,
just everybody.
well-
He's pointedly looking at me and saying everybody.
no, but I'm not. I'm talking to the audience that please do submit a review if you're not on Apple Podcast or wherever else you're submitting a review.
Oh, and
please
one
do
more
that.
thing. We've been trying to do this from the beginning, but no one's paying attention. If it's your birthday or friend's birthday and you want to wish them, we have a rate, okay, which is flexible.
Sure.
So we'll just, wish, for example, Jaidev comes on, Jaidev Kutti, and he says, it's my birthday today. Happy birthday, Jaidev. And just for $5,000, you've got a big plug.
Yes.
Maybe 10. I'll discuss that offline. Because that rate's applicable depending on
Can we
situation.
throw in a cake also for Jaidev for that money?
He's diabetic probably. I don't
okay,
think we should encourage that. And
Okay.
besides, as a hardcore supporter of Marathi culture, we'll give him a vada pav without the pav. Because you know how the weight
That's
issues
the
are.
better part.
Red,
The vada.
red dry
Vada-
chutney is
Compulsory.
mandatory.
Mandatory.
Yeah, mandatory.
I think that should be given to every starving citizen without anything else. You put your
Just
hands
red
out,
chutney.
Mantri, de do, and they just put the minci. This can apply everywhere, while bathing, while sleeping, everywhere. Yeah.
Shall we go to the AMAs?
We should. Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
Okay, the first question comes from Girish Patil.
Wait, I'm trying to make up some positive messages also, which I'll send you.
Cyrus, any memories with Cyrus Mistry, and do you think we have to take road safety measures seriously?
Yeah, so that's now a terrible thing. No, he was in the same school, but I have no real memories. And know the entire other family, very close to them. So I don't want to say anything because it's all very,
Too soon.
This is too soon. But I'll just say this to defend Anita, who was driving, because people were saying stupid things in the morning in the gym, attacking women drivers and all. And Amit, we've discussed this. All of us who drive on the highways of India and Maharashtra, especially Maharashtra, Gujarat, Western Express, especially, you drive fast. You can't drive slow. It's not possible. Hand on heart, everybody has to drive at a certain pace. It's not possible they can drive at 50 and 60. Okay. Now, having said that, so please understand that nobody's really gone out of their way to have an accident. And people have to stop thinking like this. There's an element of chance, variables that come into play, something running across the road, something was jutting out, whatever. So until they find out exactly what happened, let's not speculate. Yeah, but it's terrible.
Next.
I did meet Ratan Tata once.
Okay.
Yeah.
And?
I remember it was at the Gateway of India and somebody said that's Ratan Tata and go and say hi. And so I had my German Shepherd, so I went and said hello. And he didn't even look at me. Then he saw the dog and he said hello to the dog. Very nice. He said, hello, Baba, like that. Yeah, that was sweet.
Nice. This one comes from Shavik Bakchi. Shavik says, Cyrus, can we expect you and Aisha on the next season of Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives?
But my
Would be a lot
daughter's
of
watching
fun.
it. I can't believe it. And now
Yeah,
she's...
the new season dropped over the
Yeah,
weekend.
she loved
I saw it.
She-
So, okay, Ruben.
You saw it too, Ruben!
I did.
Are you
watched-
are you
He
mad?
likes Cyrus and he likes it.
Can you
I
shave
love-
and come next time? I can't recognize you. Yeah.
I love gossip, dude. What are you talking about?
I don't know what to do. So I watched a bit of it with her. And Maheep, for those who don't know, there's Maheep.
Sanjay
there's
Kapoor's
Seema
wife,
Khan.
Yeah.
There's, who are the other two? Bhavna Pandey and Neelam.
Neelam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in all that, Maheep used a lot of F language, which I was quite impressed with.
What
Normally
language?
F
language.
F language?
Cyrus, please say a word. Please say the word no.
That kind of stuff. And
Right.
so I was, this sounds racist, but you don't hear it in Indian ethos and context.
Yeah,
We see it in all the foreign shows, etc. Don't really see it too much here. We get the Hindi galis when Anurag Kashyap makes or whatever.
Yeah.
This is the English thing,
Yes.
It just sounds odd.
Yeah.
And so I was just mesmerized. I fell in love actually.
She's so cool, dude.
I
She's
told my
very
wife,
cool.
start abusing me today. She said, I've been abusing you for the last 20 years. So you like Mahip?
Yeah, she's damn cool.
Yeah.
She's
This
got
is
that,
now a
like-
Bollywood Lives
even I
appreciation
like her.
podcast. Yeah.
She's very bindas. I like that
she's-
type of personality.
yeah,
And a
yeah,
female even more.
Mm.
Yeah, really cool, easygoing, laid back, and yet, in your face. Enough to have personality.
favorite.
Amit is not happy. He's like, how we've fallen. He wanted me to watch The Last Dance. Watch epic stuff.
Have you,
And
have
I'm
you not
down to
watched The
Bollywood
Last Dance
vibes.
yet?
Bro, look at where I'm coming from. I'm discussing Mahip saying fuck. What are you talking about, bro? Where am I, bro? On the list, on the hierarchy of sophisticated watcher. Where the fuck am I?
I've watched both. Come on.
I'm still on Mahip. The other three women I have to discover.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And did you know that Gauri Khan doesn't really
But,
show up? She's
no.
hardly there.
Michael Jordan is as much of a diva as the Bollywood wife.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
That's true.
Okay, this one comes from Girish Patil. Girish says, speaking of teachers, Cyrus, you are not mentioned in the notable alumni section of the Wikipedia page of your school where M.A. Jinnah is mentioned.
Am I? But they sent me a book of 1,000 eminent people. I was there. Does that help?
Okay. Maybe.
Top 1,000? Yeah.
So, but then they should update the Wikipedia with that,
No,
right?
but Wikipedia, they've got M.A. Jinnah. I mean, the guy created a country. I have a small place in Alibag. What are we talking about? No, perspective.
No, but I mean, like, I would think that they should put everybody who has their own Wikipedia page on this, right? And you have your own Wikipedia page.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Get rid of it. I'll do what I can. I mean, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, see, it's not like they have 100 names over here. You could easily, they could put you in here. I'm just
Salman
looking at the
Rushdie
different
is
this.
one, but they won't put his
From
name
your
anymore.
school?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Only half people behave like
So,
this.
listen, I think given some of the names over here, you should be on this, right? I mean, like, again, they're all
Go ahead and
there's
criticize. Let me see.
Mandira Bedi,
Yeah.
Karishma Kapoor. She
was there for a couple of years only.
See, Khalid Mohammed.
Mhm.
The critic, yeah.
The critic.
No, but that's fine. Huh.
Yeah, so I mean,
They
like,
can have Khalid Mohammed, they can have
they can
you
have
also,
you,
yeah.
exactly.
Mandira is much better.
No, I mean,
You
Rahul
sexist
Bose.
bastard.
They
Mandira,
have
I know
Rahul.
Mahip. Now Mahip is something, yaar. Did I mention Mahip?
Dude, they have Rahul on here as Rahul Bose on here as well. So I mean, like, I think you're, I think you qualify.
Okay, let's go on strike.
Yes.
All you need to do
Rueben,
is
hunger
complain
strike.
about
Hunger strike. It worked for up.
he's
I'm
already
actually
thinking about Diwali food. You
Food,
asked
Yeah, I
him.
know.
I can't go on hunger
Anna
strike.
Hazare went on the strike. It worked for up, but he left. It was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
Okay, the next question comes from VB, who I like to think is Vishal Bhardwaj. Please talk about the Bengaluru rains and the deluge in the city.
And that's what we called Ruben on.
Cyrus,
He's our
can you
expert.
please influence the Karnataka government through this podcast to give us some resolution?
This he's asking of a man who's failed. I'm right next to Varsha. I can touch Varsha from where I live, where the chief minister of Maharashtra
That
is
sounds very
supposed
wrong,
to
Cyrus.
stay.
That's very,
Yes,
yeah,
I know.
that sounds very inappropriate, Cyrus.
I told you I like Mahip. I'm influenced by certain language now, yaar. For God's sake. Yeah. So who's the expert on Bengaluru?
No one.
I'll just say this.
Panel.
We used to go to Bengaluru and tell the people, the audience, we do shows and all that, how much we enjoy Bangalore because it's like a better version of Mumbai.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
And now it's not. No, it's
I
not.
stayed there for a year. I just moved
You're
back
the
in
guy to
April.
talk to. Yeah.
So love the city, love the weather, but yeah, it does rain a lot. Like I remember, I used to keep my clothes to dry on the terrace, and like 2 minutes later, it's raining. So I had to rush back.
I don't want to use the word moron, but you know it's raining all the time.
No,
Why would
it's
you sit on the terrace?
where
No,
would
no,
I
the weather
drive?
is very unpredictable.
Very
Cyrus,
unpredictable,
yeah.
and it's not like I don't want to comment on the government yet. I'm not famous.
Their
enough.
government is like our government. It can change any moment. So you can say what you want. But by the time people listen to this, there'll be a new government. It's like that. So slippery slope.
Taking a long time to get stuff done. Like the road has been.
That's democracy at its best. That's
Yeah,
a sign
yeah,
that
yeah.
democracy is working when there's a lot of fighting and arguments and vendors are pointing fingers at each other and nothing gets done. The longer the roads take to get reconstructed here and projects to be finished means Mumbai is sailing through. Really, I love it. I look there, the whole is the same. I'm like, great. Sab kuch theek hai. Business as usual, all good for India.
जब
Like-
काम हो रहा है तब I'm like
Yes.
काम क्यों हो रहा है?
Exactly.
Like, there's something
What's
wrong
going
here.
on? Mahip for the next chief minister. Right?
Yeah, done.
She's got the right
Yeah,
attitude.
yeah,
I think if Mahip becomes a chief minister, she'll fix everything.
She'll
here
call
properly.
everybody to
And
ads
imagine
and all.
Gali Galoch to
Yeah.
start in the
F
Vidhan Sabha.
language.
Yeah,
F language.
F language chalu bhai. Somebody will say Marathi mati bol. Forget. What's going on?
Fucked is a word in
Yeah.
Marathi. Though. Yeah. Fucked. Yeah.
Fucked.
Okay, Shovik Bakchi says, "Hey Ruben, love your work, man.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
love how real and deep your podcasts are. Use them as background while I'm working."
Don't allow Shovik
You
back on
also
this
have
show.
a podcast?
Yeah, I
Ruben?
do. I do.
Yeah, but
Oh,
don't
okay.
allow Shovik back because this is really wrong. Coming on our show talking about Ruben like that, singling him out after being with us for 1,000 episodes. The first guy who had another podcast, he's gone. It's amazing. It's horrible. Yeah. So what's it about, the podcast?
So it's basically me and two friends hanging out in every episode, and we're just
Males?
talking.
Male friends?
Male and female.
Don't want to
both.
mention. Oh, female.
Females also.
Wow, excellent.
Friends.
From the comedy.
Achha, so it's
From the comedy scene.
it's different
friends.
people. It's not the same three.
No. It's not the same three every episode, and we tell and discuss stories in every episode. Like one episode would be stories about childhood. The other stories would be stories about grief and loss. The other one would be about, say, being bullied in school. It's
Any
really
stories
fun.
about Vikas, progress?
Progress? No, it's
Sorry.
we don't do political like this. We just do very internal.
Your life is going to change after this podcast. There's going to be demands made on your time, my brother.
You know what?
And you can't go back to Bangalore.
Actually,
You dissed them for no reason. Fucking rains.
You know what? I don't mind going to jail now. I want to be famous. I want to have sold out and cancelled shows both. Let's do it.
Hey, is Munawar earning a lot of money because of all the stuff he's gone through?
I mean,
He's earning more than before. I don't know about a lot of money.
So is it worth it?
But it comes with its own risks. Like he did a show in Hyderabad where there was like a line of security guards between
Hyderabad
the
is safe,
audience.
yaar. It's a
No,
this thing
it's-
state.
I mean, I don't know.
KCR.
you
no
never
problem.
know.
No states are safe, dude.
Yeah.
You never know.
Nothing is safe, right? I mean, like, if
So
it,
should we have him on the podcast or it's too dangerous?
I'd love to have him on.
We'll put him on your podcast. If you're alive after 1 week, then we'll put him on ours. That's fair, right?
Yeah, sure.
I think it's fine.
Okay, now we have a cricket question and a NBA question. Which one should I take? Or should I take
The
both?
NBA answer will be longer, so be careful.
Okay, the NBA one comes from Harvesh. A question for Amit: with the acquisition of
Hey,
Donovan
can I
Mitchell.
sorry to interrupt? Because
Yes.
Chinmaya, I like these guys. They think like me. He's saying internal Vikas is discussed only. That's a hit back at us who talk about our greatness from time to time. There you go. I got a supporter. Chinmaya. You're with us. Now, sorry, back to you.
With the acquisition of Donovan Mitchell, Cavs have been touted. I might be mispronouncing
No,
them.
you got that right.
Touted as one of
Let
the
Amit- just let Amit
contenders in
read it,
East.
no?
Sure. Huh. No, I have read half of it. I think it would be difficult for them to get past Nets,
Wow,
Celtics,
touchy mother.
or Heat.
Maheep.
Thoughts? Question mark.
There's a lot of Bucks and Sixers disrespect in this question because I think both of them will be better than the Nets and the Heat. So the Cavs will be 5 or 6. There you go.
I had this problem in Japan. I speak to somebody in English and they speak in Japanese, and we just carry on talking. That's exactly the feeling we get. Amit starts talking about NBA, and we're all like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Okay,
Just
good.
carry on. Just keep going.
Yeah, that's,
Good.
that's all I
No
said.
Google Translate for NBA, is there? Oh. Cricket?
The cricket
He's a
question-
football. Get a football question. No,
There is no
be fine.
football question,
There's
I'm
plenty of
sorry.
football questions.
Lots of
What do you-
midfielding in midfielding. This is a cricket question.
Huh.
In yesterday's match on both sides, do you think-
Misfielding.
Misfielding. I'm sorry.
Fielding.
Do you guys think
Because
guys
midfielding
like Mohammad Kaif, Suresh Raina, and Ravindra Jadeja didn't get their due for being outstanding fielders?
Oh,
which is
Mohammad
crucial?
Kaif is an old.
I was
he's
Mohammad
been-
Kaif as a fielder was probably the best fielder
yeah.
point we had in his generation, with Yuvraj close second. So what he's saying is Suresh Raina in many positions was very good as a young fielder. Then later on I think he was carrying weight. Who's the other name they mentioned?
Jadeja, I think.
Jadeja in all positions, especially in the deep. Yeah, but we do have good fielders. It's not like we don't have good fielders. It's just that it's a T20 game. Momentum goes against you.
Yeah.
Anybody can drop a catch. Things spill out of your hand. I mean, really, it's not about.
Also-
Potentially, we're a good fielding side. I think it's wrong to say we're not a good fielding side.
Can I ask you this question? The general level of fielding, has it improved
Superbly.
compared to what it was earlier?
Unbelievable. That's why we
Yeah.
can't
Like-
compare eras. One of the big things is
Exactly.
fielding.
The best of the best might be better back then than they were back.
100%.
Like,
because the catches
like,
would have been taken, and
Yeah.
they would have made those kind of runs because of
Yeah.
the ground fielding and the throwing from the field deep, etc. It swings and roundabouts because also the fields have been brought
I
in. The
remember
wickets are
someone asked
more flat.
this is,
Krishnamachari Shrikant this question, and his answer was
fielder.
that Indians by nature are not very athletic.
He's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
And cricket is chosen by non-athletic people because it's a skill game like Viru Sehwag. If you see him without his shirt on, apparently not a pleasant sight. Because Chris Gale called him all kinds of things in jest, of course. Because it's the only one of the rare sports. Ranatunga, Inzamam, you look
Yeah.
around, David Boone, they can really carry weight and be excellent at it. And today as well, we've got a couple, Sarfraz, our very own Sarfraz, who's UP and Mumbai both. So he's you and me both in a sense.
Dude, Inzamam run-out videos are the best. Like stress breaker. I love watching those.
Watch Inzamam and slip missing the catch. Because then there is some chase Urdu between Wasim Akram and him. Which I can just watch that. Because his eyes are... Channel 9 has a shot. His eyes are shut. At the time of delivery. Okay, so it's a stop-start game. You just wake up for 1 second. You shut it after that. That's fine. You wake up 1 second. Be in position. Edge ho gaya. Pakra. Bas, ho gaya. And his eyes are shut. And he's always startled. And then he misses the catch. And then Wasim starts abusing her. MCBC is starting from there with his hands on his hips. And he goes like this. And he flicks his nose. Almost like it didn't happen. He's not in the moment at all. He's like,
Oh, such a badass though.
he's a great guy. What a wonderful bat to watch also.
Yeah.
But no longer. One last thing is that you can't call subcontinental fielding as bad as it was in the 70s and 80s. Okay,
True.
there's no question. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, all crack fielding sides. On their day, as good as anyone. 3-4 really athletic fielders in each team. I mean, I saw the catching of
Jaunty Rhodes.
Pakistan yesterday. Pakistan catching was fantastic. You see the catching?
So
I
what
did-
is
I-
With Kushdil Shah and I think Fakhar Zaman, the very first wicket. I mean, how did they pull that catch off? I
so
mean, that's ridiculous.
what's the implication of fielding improving so much? I mean, like when it comes to batting and bowling,
Because it's the one skill where actually with more practice, you actually just keep getting better.
how much tougher has batting gotten compared to what it was back then? Because if the fielding was not as good,
Well, the
the
no ball
batting
rule
was
helps the batsman because it's a little further away. The
Okay.
back foot no ball rule, front foot no ball rule. And then, of course, there's all kinds of other things. Wickets are the most important variable. Because if they're flat, nothing
Right.
happens, there's no bounce, there's no movement, then people like me can make runs.
Okay.
So that's one of the things.
Also, I think foreign coaches,
Uncovered wickets in the old days, you're talking about Bradman era and all that. I mean, the 4th and 50 was impossible to bat on.
Yeah.
Ball would shoot,
Yeah.
ball would go anywhere, it would hit anything. Mumbai wickets in Kanga League,
Yeah.
that's why they say Gavaskar was unbelievable. Some of the innings he's played and some of the guys like that because they're able to play the ball so late after it's done all kinds of things, which, why are we discussing this? We lose our, whoever's listening will go, this is worse than NBA. Don't start me off. I can be very boring when it comes to cricket.
Okay.
No, people love you.
I've broken all my relations. When I want to break up with a woman, I start talking cricket. And I'm like that Seinfeld episode where Larry David plays the boss of the Yankees. So I'm just going on talking and she leaves. It's like that always. I'm just like, and Gavaskar is 96 in Bangalore. What a fantastic innings.
If talking cricket doesn't work, you can start talking about Seinfeld. That usually does that.
No, Seinfeld, most girls, my generation women like Seinfeld.
Yeah, true.
Now they like Maheep. So I got to just stay. If I'm dating young girls, I got to figure this out. Yeah, I got to see Bollywood wives. By the way, who's your favorite out of the 4?
Maheep.
Yeah?
Hands
So
down.
we're both
Love
Maheep.
We should get her on the show.
We should. But now she's a big star, won't come.
I've only seen one episode, so I can't.
How
make a
dare you?
decision. Yeah.
September 16th when it's free or 75
It's
bucks.
not playing in theaters.
I'll
it's
get
playing on
it. I'll get it
Netflix.
for you. Amit, have you watched? And please don't lie. Have you watched Bollywood Wives?
I have not watched Bollywood Lives.
Man.
I watched Indian matchmatching though.
Matchmaking you watched.
I
Not
watched
that
4 episodes. I
dissimilar.
watched half of that.
But
No,
you liked
Bollywood
it.
Wives is better,
Don't
I
lie.
think.
See, you all like that Seema, whatever. What's it called?
Seema
Taparia.
Yeah. It was
Fascinating.
I was watching it with some people
Captivating.
and it was hypnotic.
Hypnotic.
I
We
don't
saw 4
mind
episodes,
it
one
till
after
they
the
do
other.
stuff like the astrology and the face reading stuff. I'm like, why
I thought
are
that show was
encouraging-
hilarious as well, man. It was hilarious, dude, because it was such bullshit, right? It was clearly on the face of it such bullshit. This guy who they were trying to get to marry a tree or whatever the fuck,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's like 6'3". He owns like a multi-100 crore rupee business. The only challenge is it was such bullshit,
Manglik.
man. Huh?
He's a Manglik.
I don't know what it was, right?
I think he was cursed apparently.
Yeah, he was cursed by
cursed
somebody,
that
and so he
won't
had
get married.
to do something around it. He had to do like a puja or something. I mean, like, it was just so ridiculous on the face.
You
of it.
guys
I
make
thought
fun
it
of
was
all
hilarious.
these rituals, but after 20 years of marriage, many people prefer the tree. So don't knock it completely as a concept. I'll be like, you think, yaar, maine kya kiya? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You pass the tree every day on your way to work.
That's true. Before we wrap up, please go to the website. You can check out the merch.
Hey,
There's a
Jaidev says
shop
the
tab.
podcast has been a live. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
No, he started going to the gym at 5 a.m. Okay, so
Because
that's
of the
great.
podcast.
So now, Jaidev, send your pictures with all the work you're doing. No, 5 a.m. he goes to the gym and listens to our podcast at
Nice.
10
What is
o'clock.
Bikini
He's in the gym
Barista?
from 5 to 10.
Yeah, even I got attracted
Also
to that.
bikini
like,
baristas.
Bikini baristas. What's that?
Just pretend we know. Never pretend you don't know. Of course. As Maheep would say.
ivm.podcast.com. There's a shop tab which will redirect you to the merch page. You can buy stuff there. Shavik Bakchi says, please can you put up the comment again on the screen? We want Amit to be on the next season. Okay, cool. Any shows you want to plug, Ruben, before we wrap up?
I don't have any shows.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Shavik wants Amit to be on the next season
Yeah.
of Bollywood Wives. What's going on? Ruben, he's hijacked our position. We are the fans.
That brings us to the end of today's episode.
Hey, Amit, I think on Seema Taparia's show.
Yeah.
Damn it. Missed that one. Because you're a bachelor. You're a bachelor.
Yeah, I'm a bachelor.
So I think all three of you can be on.
Cool.
Hey, that'll be a great show.
No, but next season they're going to the UK.
We'll send you. You have the budget.
Cool.
But I think she'll be confused. Like 3 of them are the same
Same.
people. How do I find 3 who'll be attracted to?
No, and we'll pretend you're Christian with the name Rueben. So it'll be Amar Akbar Anthony all over again. हम सब एक हैं. देखिए, ladies and gentlemen, पेश करते हैं in India.
All right, guys. Bye-bye. Yes.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.